So in the middle of this move, we went on a cruise. Don't ask me why. When we got home, we had just a few weeks left on our lease and a lot of stuff to get rid of. This is a newspaper clipping from March 1975, El Dorado Times. A little, public interest picture from Self-Awareness Day, whatever the hell that is. From left to right, we have Steve Powers, Carla Griffiths, Melissa Lockard, of course, Mr. Schmidt, Gary Davenport, and me. That's the only reason this clip was cut out by my mom and saved. But if you flip it over to see what was on the flip side of the newspaper, a bullfight in Madrid. If you want to test your marriage, if you want to put your marriage to the test and see how much you love a person, make the decision to move to Spain together.
Under here, old yearbooks. Nobody was gonna want those yearbooks. What am I gonna do with them? I can't take them to...
But here in this garage, which you can all see needs a lot of work, this is all getting out of here. We have these things right here from college. Emporia State, 26.2 pounds. It's not like they're rare books because every student in there has one of these. It was part of your tuition. You got the book at the end of the year. That's done. I'm wearing a Camino shirt today. This is a Camino. This is, you go on the Camino. If you watched my first, I'll go back to, I can't even fucking talk today. Figured I'm gonna have to go stop at a Correo and mail a few items on ahead. The pack is still a little heavy. And now I'm taking stuff out of my backpack and giving it to other people. I have a couple big things like this full of DVDs. The thing about DVDs is they tell you a story about your life.
Yeah, weird.
Even though they're just movies. There's a line in the movie, the 4:30 movie, Kevin Smith.
Most people come to movies to escape their lives, but people like us, we come here because movies make life make sense. Out here, man, world's full of lies. But in there, they tell the lie that tells the truth.
Putting this somewhere where other people can enjoy it. Rest assured, we did not sell our cat. This little boy in the red shorts is me running around transferring the film to a hard drive. Now the film, rather than going on a take-up reel, I'm just putting it in the garbage. The reason being this film is all extremely deteriorated. Some of the film reels that I'm using have this weird stuff on it. I think it's acetone or something coming off of these reels. So in the middle of all this, I went to Kansas, took a backpack full of things to give away, basically emptying the backpack just a little bit more and cutting ties with the past. Note the deer. We are here in Salina, Kansas. And I used to live here. My friend Jose likes to say there are no accidents on the Camino. I'm on a Camino of sorts right now. A Camino through my past. I have brought my backpack, my Camino backpack, filled it with things that I want to give to friends. I booked my room at the Best Inn Hotel. Look at the address. 1220. 12 and 20. That's Randall Cunningham and Brian Dawkins' jersey with the Philadelphia Eagles. I was going to leave those jerseys on Al's grave, but it's so windy, they just end up in trees somewhere, and I don't know if it's right to leave Eagles jerseys out to the elements. But this morning I went to a sobriety meeting. They asked for my story, and I told them that today was the 31-year anniversary of when I came in there, and they gave me a chip. St. Peter's Cemetery. It's one of those beautiful little Kansas cemeteries, very small. The first guy to help me get sober is buried here. If you watch my Camino videos, you know that I absolutely loved La Meseta because it reminded me of Kansas, of this state. It seemed there are a lot of little villages in Kansas, little small towns, just like there are scattered across La Meseta. And the band shell is iconic in all of them. There's a band shell in El Dorado, Kansas, where I grew up. There's a band shell in Belleville, Kansas, north of here. And my dad played baseball there. And my Uncle Vern notably hit a home run at the ballpark that hit the band shell. He was the first person to ever do that they knew of back in the 40s. Remember, the theme of these videos was emptying the backpacks, giving things away, throwing things away, just lightening the load as you travel. I'm here in Milton Vale right now. Inside there is an example of what we're trying to do, is leave things behind. And this is absolutely fine because we do get attached to our things. But wandering this little town reminds me of wandering into the many villages on La Meseta. In the middle of nowhere, you're walking along, then you see a little town. You say, I hope they have a place I can stop and get a cafe. And right over here, a country cafe. If I was walking, doing a Camino across Kansas, I would probably stop for a cup of coffee and a Danish. Here's something interesting for a town this size. Listen, they have these speakers up here playing country music. It's not a bustling town, but it's a quiet town. The people seem very happy. And when you think about it, the only reason I'm here is because over 30 years ago I decided to get sober. And a guy said, I'm gonna help you. And that guy grew up in this little town. And that little town is in the middle of its own Meseta. I mean, just look. I said it on La Meseta. It's just like Kansas. And you'd walk along and there's a village. And you'd say, hey, maybe I can get a cup of coffee. And look on the horizon. What is that we see? I gotta stop here. I can't finish the video until I've talked about these two guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you those videos now. One of them's kind of heavy, one of them's a lot lighter. I'm gonna do the heavy one first because the process of moving, interrupted by these vacations and all these other things that sort of broke my focus, inevitably I hit a point where I almost did something that could have killed me. Stay tuned for part 5 and part 6. Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere. Pain down again. Hold me down to the whistle of the night.